Well, let's start off with the good stuff. It looks like complete lawlessness, or so-called lawlessness. I guess lawlessness by the law, creating a vacuum for that, or not as in Pennsylvania. Let me just go ahead and just put it like this right here. Whenever all the higher ups in the legal world actually break the law, considering that they're the higher ups, they make that not law not applicable. I guess they have. I can't even. I'm really still having a hard time with their logic. I just don't understand it. But anyhow, let's read about what's happening in Pennsylvania, and it has to do with the Supreme Court will allow counting of the papers that we use filling them little bubbles with missing dates. They're going to allow that. Supreme Court ruled yesterday that the mail-in papers with missing dates, they can be counted. They can be counted in the state. The insane ruling will affect the electrons significantly because of the fact they won't flow properly. And if you put so many electrons in one place, you have this thing called resistance. And resistance causes heat. Heat causes breakdowns. Oh my gosh. Anyhow, they keep stuffing electrons in in a really teeny weeny wire, and it's just glowing red hot because there's so many electrons going in there. Oh my goodness. And so a lot of those electrons are not even supposed to be in there. They're not legitimate. They're like just free electrons that are just flying around in the air, and they just try stuffing them through the wire. It's weird how that works. If you catch my drift when it comes to that. Anyhow, so we're going to see how this plays out further. There's further conservative judges that ruled in their dissent. You know, they wrote letters and all. They know that this isn't legitimate, but you know, Pennsylvania is just going to be like, I have this prediction that like once we finally kind of like get things on the ball for fixing what happened, that you're going to have states that will push so hard against that we'll have to, like, the United States won't be 50 states anymore. There'll be something, a different number at the end of all this. I just have this weird feeling. I know that sounds crazy, but because of the fact that it seems like the further we try to straighten this out, the more outlandish they get in some of these Democrat-run or just leftist-run organized states. So anyhow, the Trump-endorsed Arizona Secretary of State candidate, this is where I'm going with this. At the end of this video, too, after like, there'll be some good news. This is going to be up and down video. And at the end, I'm going to post, it'll be like an 18-second video of one of the last little birdies that was hanging around yesterday because he was sort of the runt in the crowd. I'm glad that they're glad those little birdies got to kind of come to be in the shop because that one little last runt bird wouldn't have made it, because he was having a little hard time flying and all that. So I kept my eye on him and made sure he stayed. I made sure he couldn't get in nothing. And when I shut the doors last night, one of the birdies was in there. They can get in and out. I fixed it where they could get in and out. And I opened the doors up this morning, and about 9:30 or quarter to 10, I watched him fly out the door, and he took off at a pretty good flight. And then I seen him hang around for a minute, but he was doing a whole lot better. So that was really cool. So I'll put that little 18-second video. It just warms my heart to see nature functions so freely when it's left alone. When you just, watch it flourish. But anyhow, Trump endorsed AZ Secretary of State candidate Mark Finchem vows to immediately end participation in Electronic Registration Information Center, the ERIC. And I was talking about this yesterday on one of the videos. Everybody in North Carolina needs to get on that old Pat Gannon and tell him that if he even attempts to make that happen, if he hasn't already, that it just won't fly in North Carolina. So try your best to get hold of Pat Gannon and tell him that ERIC is an awful system and that we the people don't want that. No matter what he likes, it's what we want. He told me it's what he likes. He said, I like that. I just think it's the best thing this side of Mississippi. And I was like, really now? And so since he likes it so much, let him know how much you like it. So Pat Gannon in North Carolina, you can look him up on the internets and you can get his contact information and you can really put a bird in his ear. That would be absolutely wonderful. So Pat Gannon is our he has a lot to do with electricity, okay, and the flow of the electrons. The California state senator wants to mandate Drag Queen 101 K through 12 curriculum the same Democrat who proposed bill to relax sex offender punishment for sex crime minors. Now this right here will blow your socks off. Families of trans kids are suing Texas to halt child abuse investigations for providing sex change therapies for minors. I don't get that neither. I've got and this is cool. In Arizona now, there's so much stuff going on in Arizona that's just absolutely just RSBN live streamed the video. Arizona GOP host Secretary of State primary debate, and the Trump endorsed candidate state Mark Fincham versus state rep Shwana Bolick, and that was a pretty interesting thing. You can find that on RSBN. Right, they're on Rumble, by the way. And I'm just surprised that they even pulled that off. But check this out. In Arizona, you got this candidate. His name is Blake Masters. And from the get-go, he's been under attack because of the fact that he's not backing down when it comes to what we are all about when it comes to integrity and the way that we generate electricity. So, the Arizona Senate candidate, Blake Masters, puts BLM attacker on the floor after a radical hit. This dude struck a woman at a campaign event. And fake news media, they're like, they attack Blake Masters saying he's the bad guy. But this is no joke. And this guy comes in, this Antifa dude comes in with an Antifa shirt on, started making obscene gestures and saying bad things, and then assaults a woman. So Blake Masters comes in there and knocks him on the floor, and like they hold him down till the police get there. Yes, sir, buddy. That's the kind of energy we need. Don't let these people push you around. Now, I'm not saying go out there and start nothing, but I'm saying when you see these people and they start acting out like that, the first thing you do is pull their face masks down. We need to see who these faces are. And what's even funnier about the whole thing, there's that this dude is already I think he was some kind he had already had convictions with child something, so I can't say all that, but that BLM dude. So it's so ironic that you want, what's the numbers of when you have a Rittenhouse who in one setting, I think it was 3 people he shot. I can't remember now. Please forgive me, but every one of them had something to do with messing with kids, and the other one was violent to his grandparents. So these are all these lefties. And these are the people that they're trying to put on us. That's who they want. That's who they want to put against us, is those people. Now, but it's an easy knockout because these people are so noodle armed and so just don't have any strength at all. But the problem is they're propped up by the media, which is the court of public opinion, and that gives us a disadvantage because of the fact that it's almost like if you get in a fight with an old dude. Like, say for instance, I'm 40. So, say a 70-year-old dude starts talking junk to me, right? And and he's completely wrong. He's into my face, and he's putting me down, and he's making me look bad. And so, even if he threw the first punch, and then I knock him down, there's one or two things can happen. I could win that fight. Then everybody that saw it would be, I'm the worst person in the world for hitting that old dude. Or something happens, karma gets you, you trip and fall, and this old dude beats the crap out of you, and everybody says you got your tail whooped by an old dude. So fighting old people don't work. But my logic is the same when it comes to how this plays out in the court of public opinion when it comes to these Antifa BLM people. When they come at you like that, your first instinct is to just go out in full force. But we have to figure out a way to where we can keep public court of opinion, and better yet, just not really, I don't know. It's going to be a hard line to cross. If you have any ideas, put it in the comments. But you see what I'm talking about. But this man hit the woman and was and so the couple of guys intervened, and next thing you know, that BLM dude left out on a stretcher. And thanks Blake Masters in Arizona for doing that, dude. That was awesome. We really appreciate your energy, and you're definitely not you're going to go down good in the history books. And then on top of this here, Otero County. How do you talk? New Mexico. They have now decided. They're working on a decision that has to do with the V word. to remove these machines that were these fax machines that, well, or better yet, the meters that we use to measure the flow of electrons. You'd use a meter to, you put these things through that would measure the amount of electrons goes through. Well, the machines that they're deciding to go away from all that. They want to go analog. They want to use an analog meter. They don't want a digital meter that could be possibly interfered with an RF frequency, because you know how this fluke digitals are. Anyways. But anyways. I'll link it. I'll link these. I'm just trying to. I'm working on trying to. Me and YouTube, we're trying to work together here. It's a long story, but so I'll put the links into the comments and see how they go in there and stay. But let's see here. I think. Oh, and also Trump endorsed Mark Fincham and Kerry Lake file motion to ban the use of these black box things. I also call them black box recorders. They use them for the machines and these midterm and future flow of electrons whenever it comes to measuring how that works out. So that's what's going on today, and we will get some more news as it comes out. I really thank everybody for tuning in, and thank y'all very much. Just try to watch that notification bell. Right now, YouTube is kind of like really upset with me. So they're throttling me back. So if you've noticed, they may be pulling some subscriptions now, and on top of that, I think they're turning off notification bells. But we'll persevere as long as I can. And I have a Rumble channel under my name, William Archibald. That's one word. If you just go on Rumble and poke in William Archibald, one word, I'll come up, and we're building it up. And there'll be more stuff coming on that channel as I need it more. It's just right now trying to get things moved over because we're trying to get the word out. And at any moment, I might not be here. I'm just putting it to you like that right there. So just remember that. So if you want to subscribe to that, I know there's not like content every day going on it, but trust me, that's there. It'll be used. I'm not going anywhere. I'll work hard for you guys. And I just want to appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. And check out my little birdie video at the end. Here you are. It's so cute. It's love life. Thank you. Y'all are good. Lots of love, guys. They control.